Woo! Got a nice little stack today. Should be able to get through the whole thing. Let's see what's up with it. Starting out with this free comic book day absolute power. I don't know if this was a special order or what. I didn't see it in free comic book day. I don't know if it's from a different year or not. It is a special edition thing, but I did an order through somewhere and I got a really cheap deal on it. But basically, you get a teaser story of Amanda Waller building and or basically showing her what she's done, what she's doing, what her doesn't really say what her future plans are. Kind of seems like it's Task Force X style stuff that they're dealing with, but yeah, it's just giving us more of an introduction to her. She's messing with some characters that have electricity type powers, electrical style powers. This poor character goes through some things that Waller's used to dealing with, but yeah, we get this wonderful image of the main DC characters all chained, doing the chain gang walk through the prison yard. So I'm sure that's going to lead into the future. It gives you some information throughout the back parts. Got a second. Of course, I got the cat in my lap and I can't reach the phone. I'm sure it's going to be a really annoying telemarketer again, like always. That's the only thing that calls on that phone anymore. But it shows you a bunch of the DC related things that I believe are all connected to the Absolute Power storyline. So, hey, they actually didn't talk this time. Usually it's a telemarketer or a political candidate or something, usually this time of year. But yeah, you get a little Suicide Squad information in here and stuff. Yeah, I got it. I think I could have swore it was like 20 cents or something when I bid it, placed a big order with some other stuff, but figure, what the heck, sketch cover cheap, I'll take it. Yeah, Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. This is book issue 2. The story's still different from the movies. A little change up, kind of. And this one kind of explains how it's kind of like the follow up to the movie. We get this guy that apparently was on the last hunt for the creature and knows some information about him. He's buying up dead bodies that are attacked by the creature and doing stuff to them, trying to find out more about how they were killed, what happened. If the girl thinks that it's the serial killer that's out in the woods, he's just basically uh, that he knows stuff about the creature, so he's just trying to get more information from her, but she just won't allow herself to believe that it was a creature that attacked her. She believes it's a serial killer, and yeah, this gets us deeper into the storyline. We're starting to see character crossover stuff from. Pretty sure these are the characters that would have been part of the movie, but we'll find out when the thing finishes. But yeah, they got lots of great covers in there too. So yeah, I just decided to go this route with the Francis Manipool one. I just like the imagery, the way it stood out. I Yeah, out of the 6 that they have, I'd say that and the Stephanie Pepper one are my 2 favorites. Bottom center. But yeah, I'm so glad that that one's not. Because Dracula I was disappointed with, and now we got Frankenstein coming out next. I think I have issue one and 2 of that ordered or something already. But alright, I'm glad the cat found. Little Mr. Let Me Kill Mice or caught 2 mice last night. at 4 in the morning, sitting there. I'm sitting here and I see him come walking up with something in his mouth. I'm like, ah, shit, probably a little bunny. It ended up being a mouse. And he's just sitting there, drops it on the cement, lays down next to it, and just starts playing with it. So I go out there, I take that one away from him. Little shit goes walking off, comes back about 2 minutes later with another one. So he found a nest that they're sleeping in. They're full size mice, though. So I wouldn't think they would have been sleeping. I would think he would have caught them, but yeah. Lenny Killmeister finally lives up to his name. We got Slash. Yes, Slash from Guns N' Roses. I gotta turn a light on for this. A little background light for me. But Deathstalker presents Deathstalker, the return of the first great warrior king. I mean, I'm looking forward to this because it's Vault Comics. It's going to cross over into Barbaric. They have a Barbaric versus Deathstalker storyline coming up here pretty soon that I pre-ordered. But the cult classic sword and sorcery hero, Deathstalker burst into comics for the first time, leading right into his new feature film. Oh Christ, this is going into a film? I hope they use a different storyline than the one that's in this book. This stalker finds himself once again caught between forces larger than himself. A virgin worshipping cult, sorcerer hell bent on saving the world through mad science, and the pissed off army of the Braxian kingdom. Not to mention his ex lover, Princess Evie. Monsters, magic, and mayhem abound. Can't a guy just swing his sword anymore? There's some sword swinging in this one. I can't really show much. I don't even know if I can find a page to show. And I should be able to show something so I can show brutality, but there is so much nudity through it. Oh, there's a nice big page of them just slaughtering. So this will work. It actually doesn't have no nudity yet. Then we got the Deathstalker the Barbarian. We got this gnome-like character, uh, and this character is kind of trying to keep him on track throughout the storyline. To find out he ends up sleeping with this gal that's completely naked except for a face mask. She has a helmet over her face. Uh, we find out that she's like a virgin sacrifice for all these people that have all these blisters and boils and they're all sickly. And apparently, if they all get to bathe with her, it's going to help heal their wounds, cure them. And she's supposed to marry or fall in love or de-virginize with her brother, who is also running around naked on a chariot, except for a mask over his face. Uh, yeah, that the storyline got was way too weird for me. It's like when I started reading this, I'm like, Slash. I mean, come on, really? This is where we're going? But I mean, because it's going to transfer over into Barbaric, I will read it out to see what happens with this character battling against Owen and the axe. Uh, Deathstalker's sword is a special sword to him, but it's not a talking sword or anything like the talking axe from Barbaric. But yeah, that was a little too strange for me. That's something I really wanted to see brother sister love going on. It's just, yeah. Eh, yep. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, Gunslinger 33. I was all excited about this one because we see you got the little clown minions on the cover of this one, so I'm like hoping we're gonna see the clown making a new appearance, but instead we got the story of Javi just hunting down people that are connected with the death of his wife and family. And I don't know. I don't understand. Philosophy is, I mean, he's coming from the 1800s or whatever. He took out a good majority of them back in his timeline, but yet he's got all these new characters in our timeline. So apparently he didn't do that good of a job in the past, and these characters kept breeding, and their uh, family bloodline just kept going. And now he's taking them out here, and he's talking about going back and expecting what he does here to affect stuff in the past. But why would that affect anything to do with the past? And it would only affect anything to do with the future. So I don't understand the philosophy behind all that's going on. And then we get our uh, his taxi cab driver, the cleaning lady. She's kind of like wanting to go home, just be done with this. She's like, I've had enough. Time for me to move on. And things happen that still kind of hold her in. He's kind of still being stalked because at the moment, you if you don't know what's going on, all the hell spawns that are on Earth, once the throne was taken, everybody lost their powers. All the hell spawns, all the angels, most everybody. There's characters that weren't heaven or hell related that ended up still having powers that we're still trying to learn more about through the Spawn books. But this one, he ends up taking care of someone that's part of that bloodline again. And when he goes back and he hooks up with the cleaning lady and they're talking about stuff, all of a sudden cops start surrounding him. And why? Because Dum Dum Gunslinger doesn't know about technology, of course. But he doesn't know that there's cameras everywhere. And he got caught on camera with what he did, and they're taking it as a violent murder. But yet these cops are overly violent too. So, I mean, they don't say it in here, but I have a feeling the next issue we're going to find out these cops have some other uh, things going on with them, some type of relation to the hell spawns and all that, and because they were just too overly aggressive going after them. But then again, society today. I live in Wisconsin. Just so happens, Donald Trump got shot during a week ago during one of his political events, and got his ear clipped with a bullet and stuff. Sadly, someone else got killed in a pedestrian or some gentleman in the crowd or whatever got killed, but Trump just got clipped, and now a few like couple days after that or a day after that, he flew into Milwaukee, where I'm a half hour from him, and we got the Republican National Convention all week long, so it's just a shit show. I missed out. I wish it wouldn't have been so hot and muggy that I would have been up with the walker on the hill, because Air Force One flew in really low. They got some shots, and that the route would have probably went right over the top of our house, but I did not hear it when it happened. And even if I did, I wouldn't have been able to get my camera out quick enough to record it. But what I'm rattling on about is talking about cops over excessive force. there was cops from Ohio, I think it is, or from out of state. And they're seeing two gentlemen facing each other, and the one cop starts talking, going off that he's got a knife. He's got a knife. He's got two knives. One guy had two knives in his hands, and he's about 4 or 5 feet from the other guy, and they're staring at each other, and things are going on, and cops, all of a sudden these cops start running towards them, yelling to drop the knives, drop the knives. You get to see the whole uh, best cam video up to the shooting, and you got, I don't know, at least 3 cops running towards these two characters, and one's got two knives in hand, and all of a sudden you hear pop, 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 pop. They're just unloading bullets like crazy. Of course, the guy died, but couldn't you have just took a calf shot, just shot him right in the calf? I could have shot from where the cops were standing. Neither one of the guys moved. They barely moved. So I don't know if he tilted the knife blade up or something like that, but all of a sudden that you just hear Trace, it sounds like probably 20 some bullets being shot at this guy. And it's like, you couldn't just tase him. He's got knives. Doesn't have a gun. He's far enough away that he'd have to lunge at the guy. So you can't use a taser, or you couldn't shoot him in the calf. But then I thought about it, and society screwed itself, because when they did non-lethal and they would take someone down by taking a leg shot, they'd get sued. So I think that's the philosophy behind the police department, that now it's just shoot to kill and deal with consequences in court. And no matter what, whether they live, die, whatever, there's going to be a lawsuit. And especially when you're using excessive force, and especially when you're cops from another state. So I don't know how that works, but yeah, that just reminded me of this whole gunslinger storyline. It's like all of a sudden they surround them at the hotel, and they just start on every cop that's there just starts shooting. It's like this poor Gail's got her hands up, the cleaning lady. She's like, hey, 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 let me out of here. I don't want nothing to do with it. And then Javi has to grab her and help get her out of the way and try and keep her alive from getting shot at as they run into the hotel room, and there's like thousands of bullets going through the doors and the windows and everything. And it's just, yeah, it's, I don't understand the philosophy behind pushing police brutality so much. Sam and Twitch case files. This is number 4. This is that I dropped off. But I thought I dropped off after issue 3, but I must have goofed up and ordered issue 4. I'm kind of glad I did, because it gets us a little deeper into the serial killer and find out more. We find a variety of more bodies that end up popping up in a cornfield. We have a variety of. Oh, we have an old couple in a corn that have a farm that's surrounded by cornfields. They're sitting there like, well, what's going on? There's like the old lady's outside, sees a bunch of crows flying around. Uh, she basically see, where is it? I thought, because swore there was a good shot of it. She walks outside, and then she goes back to her husband. Yeah, okay, I missed it right on the bottom. But she goes outside and sees there's a ton of crows around the scarecrow, and she's like asking the husband, "Did you put a scarecrow up again?" To get the crows rattled, and she walks out to it and finds out that there's an actual dead body hanging on it. Uh, then we also hear someone mention there's more, so there's more bodies that are out in the cornfields that they gotta search for. They end up finding a bunch of, excuse me, throat's all rasped up today. Uh, they end up finding a bunch more body part. Well, the bodies are sewn together, so it's like body parts putting the bodies together. So it gives you the beginning of finally finding out more about serial killer, what's going on. I just ain't into the whole PI serial killer storyline. That's why I dropped off it. Other than that, it is a good story. Uh, Sam is constantly contacting Twitch, sending a message after message. Just what's going on? Why won't you talk to me? Trying to find out uh, what he can do to make amends for being a dick back home at the where they're from, and when they got the first issue with all the trouble between the two and the police force and all that. And so you see him reaching out. Twitch ain't reaching back, but we're also finding out about Twitch's wife, what's going on with her, what she knows. Sam's constantly contacting her to find out what's going on with Twitch. And yeah, but it's a good story if you're into the PI serial killers type storylines. It's definitely looks interesting, but I have no interest in following it. Maybe down the road, if I find the rest in a bargain bin, I'll finish out the story. But for now, no. This was a very nudie week. We had Savage Dragon right off the bat. I bought this issue. I dropped off Savage Dragon because I did not like all the new characters where they're going with storyline and stuff. Didn't really thrill me. I like the old school Savage Dragon, so I'll go back and read those books instead. Uh, but this one had Mickey Mouse on the cover, and they're talking about the mouse and what's going on. I'm like, what? They're doing a Mickey Mouse crossover because Mickey's available now for public domain, and version of Mickey, the Steamboat Willie style. Sorry, my throat is fried. But I'm like, I gotta find out if he's in there. So, and what's going on, why he's in there, what they're doing with this whole crossover. I mean, they aren't calling him Mickey, of course. They're just playing off something else. But then we got this gal. And I believe that Savage Dragon's wife, but she looks like a teenage girl. Well, she's completely nude in here. Mickey Mouse is violating her, trying to rape her. Or Steamboat Willie, or whatever hell you want to call him. It's just, yeah, this again, I don't really have much I could show from this, but we do have a mechanical type character that they're battling against. Uh, yeah, it's like, give me a page without. This one I can at least show you the one half and give you the taste of the mechanical character that they're battling with. And some other characters come in to help along the way. But yeah, the main focus is on a tiger type character, uh, manimal style tiger character that people are after, and this whole thing between this mouse character and this completely naked teenager. Or there's moments where she looks more adult, she's drawn more adult, her face, and then there's moments where she looks like a 10 to 12-year-old kid in her facial and size and everything, and it's like, this is just so wrong. I just, I don't know why they're going that route. What's going on? I'm guessing the issue before it, she must have got her clothes ripped off her because it starts right off the bat in the middle of a battle and that she's already naked. Uh, I don't even want to go deeper into it, but there are some surprising things in there. I just don't know. But we got Spider Island. Actually, I'm gonna wait on this one. because I do have issue 2 and 3, so I am going to read those so I can find out more about what's going on with that story. We got Sweetie Candy Vigilante, number 3 of Volume 2. I love this cover. It's another one that could be awesome in a black light room. In this one, we're finding out that Sweetie's basically trying to get deeper into the history of her parents. They have a big old meeting in here with a bunch of the main characters, and your Cottontail tries to start some stuff with the wolf character and all kinds of little attitude and messing around going on with all the characters, but nothing that's turning anybody against each other. It's just standard old parlor tricks that they used on each other over the years. But yeah, it gets deeper and deeper into the story, and then the character that's running the evil organization that she's trying to get information about her parents from, because his parents and her parents are the ones that basically started everything. And he's basically dating a gal that works for the newspaper, and he's trying to get her to write a story and go by Sweet Candy Vigilante's candy shop and try and get some incriminating evidence on her on video. And it just goes deeper into that, and I'm sure we'll see some type of thing that will expose Sweetie for something in the future and might affect things. But yeah, I'm hoping we find out more about the parents. I'm more interested in that. I want to know what if they're still alive somewhere, probably encased in some sugar coating somewhere or something. We'll see. We got Uncanny Valley, a sketch cover one. I got this one from Kevin Wolf from Happy Wolf Art. He sent it to me when he sent me my Vamp Curmuffin, and I'm happy he did because I didn't even think about it. I've been throwing all my blanks into my blank box so I can hopefully use them someday. But sat there and uh, I sat there and put the other one away. So at least now had this one to read and check out. But I decided to hold off on this storyline. I did want to get in on it because of them saying it's a lot like Who Framed Roger Rabbit style. Um, it has that effect. We have a kid that's having problems in school, struggling to get through issues with other kids and things he's done in kind of more of a protective manner. But of course, he's being punished for it through the schools. And we have these crows that kind of like follow everything around. It's like anytime you see crows, you know there's trouble. Uh, and we get to see more cartoonish style stuff happening around this kid. And we find out what relations he has to animated characters and why these things are happening to him, why things have happened to him in the past, and who knows what's going to happen in the future. And just by looking at the cover, gives you a great idea of human animated crossovers happening in the near future. Looking forward to the whole storyline, but I'm still going to wait for the trade. But I'm very happy that Kevin sent this because I obviously went to Reddit, my issue, because it's in the box with the other ones. So I went to knowing until I got the trade whether or not it was worth jumping on. But after reading this first story, yeah, it's got that Who Framed Roger Rabbit feel with a little darkness involved in it. Curious what's going to happen to the kid, what kind of relations he has with these characters, and where it's going to go from here. I'll definitely get the trade when it comes out, and we'll see what's up with all that stuff. We got our Vamp Curmuffin, the colored version. Just made it so much better. As we see, we got um, the stained glass window. We finally get to see that the image is the girl playing with her dollhouse. I just always thought maybe it was Kevin himself working on the book because I seen a pen. It looked like a pen or pencil in a hand. That's the only party image I could figure out at the time when it was black and white. Uh, but now that we have color, everything looks so much better and pops so much nicer. I mean, even the character at the store, I mean, I get who she is now. it's like everything flows. The characters just make more sense. The things they come across. I don't want to give away too much, but yeah, it's like the monsters under the stairs having all the different colored eyes and stuff gives them more real feeling to the characters other than just maybe just drawing on the staircase itself. So yeah, it just all pops nicely, and we get two different endings in here: the regular ending and an alternate ending, which is nice. We have some sketch work throughout the book. We have some information, story notes, and all that, including how the story became from something that I talked about on my podcast. So you get to find out about that in here. You get to find out why, how, or where he got ideas from to use different images for the characters and stuff. And it's just really well done. I really like it. This is definitely the best version of the book. I loved it. There's this information if you want to check it out, see if you can get the book yourself. And then our final one is Zor number 3. Now I'm guessing this is double check in the back, but I think this is the final issue. Yeah, because it does have an ending here, but we get to find out deeper. Our little characters, our little military gal. We find out why she was melted to the piping, to the plumbing. Uh, what happened with that? We find out more about Zor and his search for the ring, trying to help the girl while we have the plumber working on all this. We have our fly character and all the flies. They make appearances throughout here. We have our Spider Queen. She actually gets in a big battle with Zor in the beginning, but yeah, it's like all these little flashbacks that tell us how characters ended up in the pipes, and it's it was a really fun story. I really like this. I want to know more about the Zor character. It does leave us with some possibilities. We have some parodies in here and stuff that I don't want to give away. But yeah, the flies work for the Spider Queen. All these characters trying to find the ring and trying to be stopped by the spiders and the flies and whatever else comes across their path. But yeah, check out Zor. Really fun run. 3 issues. I think that is the final issue because it does end with the whole thing that Zor may be back type thing. And it's just a fun new story. So check that out. It's great for all ages too, I think, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything bad in there. You could definitely use that for bedtime stories and stuff with your kids. But keep following under the color of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. Check out Crimson Color Comic Club. And we'll get back with more of these soon. Bye.